Hey, it's Temestral, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, and my passion is trucks and SUVs. If that's your passion too, make sure you hit subscribe, click the bell, and smash the like button because you love this video. It's about trucks. I got 4 trucks for you today. We're here in Off-Road Park in Pennsylvania. They have 375 miles of off-road terrain here. This is a huge off-road park. I have a Ford Ranger, a Jeep Gladiator, a Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro, and the end I have a Chevy Colorado ZR2 Bison. So I have 4 very off-road capable trucks. I'm going to do a series of videos on these, so you may watch this intro a couple times. I apologize for that. I'm going to put the Gladiator versus the Ranger. I'll put the Gladiator versus the Tacoma. So click on the one that appeals to you, and you'll see it. I'll also do one mega video where I'll put all my notes together so you can watch all of it at once, depending on what you want to view. So hey, pop the top, pour a little bourbon in your coffee, sit back, relax. We're gonna get fired up and do some reviews, quick drives, and well, some off-roading, which is awesome. We're gonna do some off-roading with these trucks, and I'll tell you more about each one as we get going. All right, for the Tacoma, we have the Brilliant Blue. This is 2019 model. This is the TRD Pro. We do not have the optional desert air intake, not a snorkel. Really cool styling on this. I have the roof bars on there as well. Come around the back. We go TRD Pro there. And you can see we have the bed rail system. We actually have the GoPro mount here set up as well. It connects right to the bed rail. We have the bed extender on the back. TRD Pro, it's all blacked out. We have a bed step as well, and this TRD Pro. And we'll come around, we'll do the interior. This is a crew cab setup. This is the issue I have with Tacoma quite a bit. You'll see this in the video. The A-pillar is pretty sloped, creates a little bit of an entry-exit issue. We have the interior that's supposed to resemble kind of like a bike handlebar setup. Big screen. We do have 4-wheel drive. It's going to be right there, push button. We do not have crawl control in this, but we have a locking rear differential and A-track system. If you're familiar with that, we have the manual transmissions, which is interesting. I've never driven that before. It'd be interesting to see that. And we have the rest of the interior. We have the TRD Pro stitching on the seat too. This is the Ford Ranger. It came to us in a pretty blue color, but it's got a Super Crew cab configuration. It's got 2.7 liter EcoBoost engine in it. It is an automatic transmission. See around the sides, I have the Lariat package and this trim. I will give you pricing as much as I can on the screen. I don't have for each truck the pricing yet, but I will get that. We're doing the Trail Trek Tour, which is part of the event I'm at. We come around the back and we have the Ranger stamped out in the back. Okay, inside the Ford Ranger, we have a black leather interior. We have the nice kind of side style. I really like the Ranger name over here with the embossed black. Ford in the console. HVAC buttons. The automatic transmission. And we have in here, we'll have the auto start stop button. We have the trailer button, locking differential, and then the button you can't quite see. That's traction control off. Then we have the train mode button and 4-wheel low and 4-wheel high, 2-wheel high as well. Okay, let's talk engines. I don't have the specs on top of my head, but I'll put those down below. Ford EcoBoost engine and the Ford Ranger. Coming over here, we have the Tacoma. It's like the alternator. D4S V6. This is a D4S is their port and fuel injection. It's direct fuel injection. They have a port and they have another way to inject it to reduce carbon buildup. One of the fun facts with this is you can kind of see right back there, there's all that metal shielding. Catalytic converter's back there, and what that allows them to do is they tuck it in there so you don't have people cutting off the catalytic converter and taking it off and leaving you high and dry. It's a cool thing they've been doing. All right, we're in the 2019 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro. This is the prior generation. They have a new one coming out in 2020. Big changes are the raised seat, army green, and new infotainment screen. That's basically the big changes. This is the, like I said, the TRD Pro. It's built from the learnings that they've done in the Baja Racing. Toyota Racing Development is what TRD stands for. And they've had Ironman Ivan Stewart on a team that's taken a lot of knowledge and built this truck. It is known as the best seller in the segment. It's, as far as Tacoma overall, it's very bulletproof as far as reliability. This is a pretty good price point. I'm off the top of my head, I'm thinking it's mid-40s probably with all the trim and packages.
I just happened to look up, it was $42,970.
Right, so we don't have prices on these, which is kind of weird, but we have information like that. So as far as off the top of our head, I'll give you some off the top of my head pricing, which I'm sure you'll correct me below in the comments. I've always thought the Tacoma, and I've done a video on this, I've always thought the entry-exit is... I've always thought with Tacoma, it's got a really bad entry-exit. I know it's got different viewpoints. I'll link to a video above I did on that. And it's just because of the shape of the A-pillar. So once you get beyond that, whether you fit in the vehicle or not, that's the biggest, I think, obstacle for a lot of people. Beyond that, the complaints I've heard with the Tacoma is the 3.5 liter is kind of a dog. It's not great on open highways. It doesn't get off the line very fast. And this isn't the most fuel-efficient vehicle either. So it's a little bit of a concern area there that I'm sure Toyota's going to address. And as we go down this hill...
Just because you can't see, the rocks are a little loose on this right side, so as you hit this, they're going to pop a little just...
Oh, yeah. And Nicole Wakeland here from Boston Globe, she's helping out with the... making sure we don't lose anything else. I did break a step on this,
we're down one step.
Yeah, I'm
Hold up.
unfortunate.
It's kind of sharp on the right. Let him slide down on you because...
No, we're doing window up, window down.
I'm trying to see out there.
This is a very adventurous driving situation. So let's do real... So if you're watching this video, I'm going to do a real quick recap of each 4 of these vehicles versus Tacoma. Or 3 of them, I should say. So Tacoma, real fast. Reliable, stylish. I think the exterior is cool styling. Interior is pretty good, decent styling as well. Off-road capable, very much off-road capable. Does come in a manual. It's awesome. Yeah, no steps. You got to build it the way you should build it. Here we are in the 2019 Ford Ranger. 2019. Make sure we get the model years right. This is 2.3.
2.3 liter.
Yes, 2.3 liter turbocharged EcoBoost engine with manual transmission.
Yes. No, we don't.
No, excuse me, automatic. I was on a roll there too. So let's see, what do we got? This is a Super Crew 4-wheel drive, 5-foot bed Lariat, and I got 4-low. We're in 4-low right now. I have train management mode, which can tell you what train I'm going through. It changes the transmission a little bit, the shift points, everything. Makes it better for that mode when you do that button. This Ranger came back last year, I believe, was unveiled, and then it's been on sales lots for a while. What's interesting with this is if you're used to the old Ranger, this is much bigger than the old Ranger. It is much more roomy inside the cabin. I do like the design inside the cabin. Yeah, I got little Timisms about it, but I think overall it's a very usable interior.
What's one of your Timisms?
Oh, I always don't care for the way they do the buttons. I just don't like the buttons. And then when you're looking at the HVAC system, you got to look up top on the screen to see what the temperature is, and you got to set it down here, and it's kind of dark. Really hard to see in dark light. Like right now, I can't really see the plus minus for the.
Left or right that fork.
All right, I can't really see like plus or minus like as far as
it's a little
the
tough.
temperature. So it is a little tough.
Okay.
I like big door handles. This has got it. It's great. I get those little Timisms about things.
Right. I had to ask. You mentioned. So
I know. They're just always little Timisms that I have. We have one USB way up there. The controls for auto off and the locking rear differential, they just don't quite. They could be mounted better. Better placement for stuff.
Okay.
I do like the Ranger though.
You do.
I do find it pretty comfortable. I like the styling of it. It's very typical Ford exterior. It's very much like
it's very comfy.
It is.
It's a more. I'm going to get in trouble for saying this. Car-like truck. Like it's very comfortable inside.
She will never be on the show again.
I'm sorry.
No, it is.
Trucks feel very almost too big and uncomfortable and stiff inside, and this is a very comfortable truck. It is,
and it's definitely a truck you can live in. It's something you could off-road in, fairly comfortable for a long period of time. It's not something compared to our competition today. We have a Gladiator and an AEV Bison, Colorado. It's not something to that degree. Right. But it's definitely something you could do, like camping, going out in nature, and going off-roading.
And to be fair, the stuff that these other vehicles are doing, which some of it's tough and some of it's easy, we're doing it in the Ranger.
We are. So. Yeah, I would want more capability than what this offers. You do only get there's not a lot of different cab configurations. And one of the things that was disappointing when this came out was that the old Ford Ranger was really about fleets. It was very much a fleet vehicle. And this is definitely not a fleet vehicle. It's not something fleet guys would really buy.
Yeah.
Again, the bed height's a little bit taller. It's hard to get into bed. I'll put a video above that I did on this truck, and I have 5 things I didn't like about it and 5 things I liked about it. And you guys love that video. It's got tons of views, so go ahead and check that out. I talk about different things like oil filter placement, bed height, things I like about it, interior roominess, that kind of stuff. So I think overall, in this price point, I think it's one of the more inexpensive versions.
$44,960 as is.
Okay, so it's not the cheapest one we have out here, but it's definitely, you can get this in lower price point, and be okay with that. Versus like the competition, like we have the Bison and Gladiator, you can't do that with this. You can get this in a lower price point and easier vehicle to own in that case.
Easier on your budget.
Very much so. And the EcoBoost is fun. It's fun.
Yeah, this is fun to drive. I just drove it. It's Tim's turn. I had it for like a half an hour.
Yeah.
Tim's turn to take it through the mud, and yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of my thoughts on a Ranger. I mean, it's something that it'll appeal to you when you get in it. It's going to fit you. Entry exit is fantastic in this. It's just going to fit your lifestyle, and it's definitely a truck that's smaller than the F-150. And so if you don't need the big F-150, this is what you need to have.
Yeah, I agree.
Ford Ranger versus Toyota Tacoma, which is behind us. We have the TRD Pro in the brilliant blue. I can see Toyota on the grill, like right in my rearview mirror. It feels like a commercial, like, there it is, there's Toyota. So you have some good competition there. So the Toyota TRD Pro in the Tacoma is a pretty off-road capable. It's like a high desert runner is how I consider that truck. The Ford Ranger will do that same kind of terrain. It's not going to do it as well. It's going to beat you up at that speed compared to the Tacoma. But I think that the interior is better in the Ford Ranger than I think the Tacoma. The entry exit is amazingly better. I can get inside this no problem. Tacoma, I have some concerns.
You kind of feel like you're climbing up into the Tacoma, and the Ranger, you're just kind of getting into it. You
right.
You don't have to think about it. You think about it a little bit when you get in the Tacoma.
Yep. And this is much more comfortable of a drive, much more Sunday driver versus Tacoma. This is not so hard to drive. This engine, in my opinion, is better than the Tacoma. The Tacoma can be a little doggish on highway speeds and getting off the line. This is much better, much faster off the line. And I just think that overall, there's your differences. If you really want to beat it up and have a really reliable truck, Tacoma's where you're at. I mean, it's really off-road desert reliability. If you don't need that much off-road reliability, you want a little bit better, easier to drive vehicle, more comfortable to drive vehicle, this is a truck for you.
Like if you're going to go to work and all day, every week, and you have a commute and you're on the highway, but you want to have a little bit of fun on the weekend, that's this truck.
Yep. If you really want to get lost on the weekend and turn off your cell phone and throw it in a bucket and pick it up on Sunday, it's that truck. Yep, exactly.